We as Scotsmen, we do not wear our underwear. We never do. Because if we do that, then we can't moon the enemy when we're fighting them in Braveheart. Good morning! I am Russian today. But really, I'm not Russian, but I just talk like a Russian because it's one of the things I like to do. Now, if you're not part of J Squad, please hit the subscribe button and the little bell so that you can get a notification every time I upload a video. So please do that right now so you can be part of J Squad. Okay, now here we go. So, I like to do voices, and sometimes it's very hard to do them because, I get put on the spot, and sometimes I'm like, it's just very difficult. Being put on the spot when my sister says, oh, do your Scottish accent because my friend here is Scottish, and I'm like, okay, I'll try my best, but I don't think I can. And so all you ever hear is, but it's just really difficult because when you're put on the spot to do something, it's really hard. It's terrifying. When I do these voices, I'm just having fun and it just comes out of the blue. Like, I'm talking to my mom in the car and I'm just talking like a Scottish man. Scottish love to wear kilts. And she's like, well, I don't know why. And then I say, well, they love to feel the breeze between their knees, Like, I start talking like a Scotsman, and it just comes out, and I can't help it. I just don't know why. But that's what happens when I'm talking. It just comes out. And then, I say, like, why the Scottish love to run through the tall grass? And she's like, I don't know why. I'm like, they like to feel their balls tickled. It's just very difficult. It's very difficult for me, when I'm put on the spot, it's very difficult. Like, you can tell I'm having a hard time with this video because I'm put on the spot. Even though there's no one around me, and I mean literally, okay, you can see there is literally no one except me in my room, okay? I'm having a hard time trying to do this because I know you guys will be watching me, and I like to use a lot of hand gestures, as you've noticed. But it's just that I'm on the spot for this, and it can be very difficult for me. Like, sometimes I'll just be talking with my mom again, because I'm usually with my mom in the car. I drive her around to places. I drive her where she needs to go, because she doesn't really know everywhere to go, so I help her out with that, and I love driving any which way. But there are sometimes I'm just randomly talking again, and I'm like, oh, you're going to make my goat curry? I'm talking like an Indian man. You make my goat curry. Go on, woman. Go make my goat curry. Hurry up. I'm not waiting for this. Go make my goat curry right now. I am not waiting any longer. But really, I do love my goat curry. It is true. I love my goat curry. If I go to an Indian restaurant and they got goat curry, I'm going to order that. Just how I am. You see, I just do funny voices, or randomly I'll just be talking and I'll be putting in random like quotes from like Jeff Dunham or other people, like, well, like, for example, Jeff Dunham, when he does his Walter bit, he says, what makes your marriage fresh and exciting? He's like, and Walter's like, Febreze. Like, I love that kind of funny stuff. Or he's like, or Jeff Dunham was like, how people are supposed to, like, age like fine wine? He's like, well, how does your wife age? And he's like, my wife ages like milk. It's just funny stuff. I just love what he does. Jeff Dunham is so funny. He's just funny. Or he'll be talking about, like, with Ahmed, the dead terrorist, and he's like, good evening, infidel. Like, it's just the funniest stuff he does. He just does it, and I just can't get enough of it. I mean, I wish I was a comedian doing this 24/7. Okay? Now, here's another thing. When it comes to me and my sister, we just love taking words to the extreme. Okay? Now, I don't mean this in a bad way, but there's a name that someone I know was called when growing up. And I'm sorry, I don't mean this in any bad way to this person. I'm just using it as an example because we had a laugh last night about it, me and my sister. And the word is called Peckerwitz. Okay? Someone I know was named Peckerwitz all the time. And, you know, me and my sister will just go on about it and we'll be like, Peckerwitz, Peckerwitz, Peckerwitz. And then I'll start putting it into a song like, Peck, 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 Peckerwitz, Peck, 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 Peckerwitz. And we'll just laugh. And my mom's like, oh, here we go again. They are just going on with another word. Like, you know, we have another word. It's, that goes, well, it's not a word, it's more like a sentence, but it goes, my bunghole goes ratakaka, ratakaka, ratakaka. And we just laugh about it. It's just the funniest stuff. I mean, that's just who we are. This is what we do for the fun of it. We just crack up and laugh doing all this stuff. Okay? Then you know, I got a friend, okay, Cody. We'll be having a FaceTime conversation at random times. It's just like we'll be talking about something important, and then we get on the lines of body parts, and it's like, well, how the heck did we get here? And we'll be like, no clue. And we're just going on and on and on. And we just laugh like there's no tomorrow. And it's just never ends. But it is hilarious. This is what we do. We have the weirdest conversations beyond belief. And I don't know why it happens. I just know that as a friend, we just do this. And it just comes out like there's no tomorrow. It just happens. And I love it. I love it because, you know, as a comedian, you got to put yourself out there. You got to put the most randomest stuff out there that can be really funny to people. And, you know, I'm a funny man. Okay, my ex-wife used to tell me, you know, you're not funny at all. And I'm like, you're totally wrong on that. Because, you know, I talked to my mom. And my mom's like, oh, you're hilarious. You're going to make me pee myself. And I'm like, wow, how is that even possible? Like, you know, I do a little old lady. Like a little old lady. I'm going to go to the market. Or, you know, I'm just like an Indian man just talking and saying, I'm going to get my goat curry one day. Or, you know, I talk like an Asian man where it says, you no good for my daughter. You no good for my daughter. That's more Indian. But, you know, it's just a factor of that doing comedy and putting my personality that my mom loves, that makes her laugh so hard all the time. It's just a fun way to talk to you guys and see what you guys think. Do you guys find it funny? Do you guys even care that I do voices? Do you even care that anything happens? I mean, really. Like, you know, some of the other things I do is Robin Williams. I love him in Mrs. Doubtfire when he's like, you know, I'm a hot dog. He talks that he's Mrs. Doubtfire, so he's like, I am Eugenia Doubtfire. Or he'll be talking, and in the movie you see that he's talking to his ex-wife, and he's like, my name? I thought I gave you my name. And it's like, my name is Doubtfire. Eugenia Doubtfire. And it's just funny. Or he's talking like he's like Porky Pig. He's like, the guy's like, if you leave, you walk out, and you'll never do anything again. And he's like, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. And he's like, piss off, Lou. Like, you know, I just love this stuff. Or I do like Elmer Fudd, where I'm just like, be very quiet. I'm hunting wabbits. Right? That's just who I am. My personality is more like that. I mean, I wish I could give it all to you all the time, but it's very difficult for me to do that because I just don't know how you guys are going to react to it. I just don't know what's going to happen. So I try the best to put my personality of my funny voices in there, and it's difficult because when I'm on a spot, it's so hard. I'm trying to do that too, make life stories too, but you know, I'm just funny out of the blue. It's just, if I could film my whole entire life, I mean literally from the minute I wake up to the time I go to bed, you would find my life hilarious because I'm just doing the most random crap voices, things that are just hilarious, that just happen out of the blue. And I mean, literally, I'll just be talking to my mom, I'll be talking to my sister, I'll be talking to my friend Cody, and it just comes out. And he's like talking about how the most randomest thing, he's like, don't slap my butt. I'm like, I'm not going to slap your butt. I'm going to slap your face. And then I'm like, you know what? In that case, instead, I'm going to slap your butt because it's as ugly as your face. Random voice, random thing. It just comes out. It just happens on its own. I don't know how. I just don't know. I just do it. And it's just how I am. It's just the way I am in real life. I mean, that's how I like to be. I mean, in real life, I just like to joke around and have fun, because you can't take life seriously. Because if you take life seriously, you're going to die as an old person who never did anything fun. Or, you know, it's never going to be fun. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm just doing the Indian accent like crazy. I don't know why, but it keeps coming out. I don't know why. Help me. Help me with the voice. I just don't know why. But you know, it's like out of the blue. Like, I'll be talking about Mrs. Doubtfire again, and back to it. I know I switch and everything else. But you know, I'll talk about Mrs. Doubtfire. As I hold this cold meat, it reminds me of Winston. Like, out of the blue. Like, I do that when I'm holding the chicken, because it's just funny. It's a funny thing, because it's true. Like, Mrs. Doubtfire's holding meat in her hands, and it's like, as I hold this cold meat, it reminds me of Winston. Just out of the blue. But that's who I am, and I just can't get enough of it. I'm just a funny man. I try to make people laugh as much as possible. I try to make them feel like that I'm funny, because I am funny. I know I am funny. It's just a matter of when people tell me, well, you're not funny, I'm like, you know what? Go die in a ditch, please. Like, literally, just get out of here. Don't talk to me. Do not talk to me right now. It's just not. See, I can't get the Indian accent out. I'm going on a tangent with the Indian accent. It just doesn't want to get out of my voice. I cannot get the Indian voice out of me. Yeah, we all like to feel the breeze between our knees. Don't you get it? We love to wear our kilts. We as Scotsmen, we do not wear our underwear. We never do. Because if we do that, then we can't moon the enemy when we're fighting them in Braveheart. Instead, we'll be showing our underwear, and it doesn't look very good because we crap ourselves and you got a big brown spot right in the middle. It's not a very pretty sight. We'd rather show our arses, because arses are what people don't want to see ever. You see? Random voice. Out of the blue. It just comes out and I can't help it. I just can't help it. It's like, good evening. Good evening, infidel. Out of the blue. But, you know, that's what I do. I do funny voices. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Smash it. Hit the thumbs up. Squash it. Do whatever you have to hit that thumbs up button. Also, if you're not part of J Squad, please don't forget to subscribe below. Please do not forget. Click the little red button and the bell right next to it so that you can get my videos every time I upload daily. Also, don't forget. Do not forget to comment below, as I've asked you to do before. I asked you to do that a while ago, like in the very middle, beginning, somewhere around there. But please do that. Please just do that. Also, remember, you guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. You're one of a kind. You're beautiful. And you know good for my daughter. You know good for my daughter. Even though I have no daughter. But you know what? Let me see if I can do this one last time. Let's see if I can do this voice of an Asian man. Give me 1 second to gain my thoughts and my stuff, because I'm going blank as we talk. You're no good. No, never mind. Not gonna do the Asian man. Never mind. But just remember, thank you so much for being part of J Squad, and also Thank you so much for sharing my videos, also being part of J Squad, as I've already said twice. And also, thank you for supporting me by watching my videos and everything else. And also, remember, the most important thing, be happy.